A couple of years ago, I found myself in a situation where I thought I had met the one. You know, the one who makes your heart skip a beat, the one who seems to complete your sentences even before they are fully formed in your mind, the one who, in your eyes, can do no wrong. And for a while, it was like living in a dream. The laughter was louder, the days brighter, and the nights were magical. But as with all dreams, reality had a way of asserting itself. As time passed, the rose-colored glasses came off. The charming quirks that I once found endearing started to grate on me. The once exhilarating conversations turned into mundane exchanges, and the spark, that indefinable spark, began to flicker. It's not that he was a bad person, or I was. It's just that the compatibility that seemed so evident in the beginning started to crumble under the weight of our differences. And then it happened. The breakup. It was as unexpected as a summer storm, leaving me drenched in a downpour of confusion and disappointment. I was heartbroken, questioning everything I knew about love and relationships. But you know what they say about every cloud having a silver lining? Well, this was it. This heartbreak became a catalyst for self-reflection. I began to look inward, questioning my patterns, my choices, my understanding of love. I delved deep into the recesses of my heart, trying to understand what went wrong and how I could prevent it from happening again. And it was during this period of introspection that I came up with a set of rules, a framework, if you will, that changed my approach to dating. I decided to share these rules with you, hoping that they might help you navigate your own journey in the world of dating. This experience, as painful as it was, led to a significant change in how I approached dating. The first rule that I learned was the importance of knowing myself. Now, I hear you thinking, what does knowing myself have to do with dating? Well, it's simple. It all begins with you. You've probably heard the phrase, you can't love someone else until you love yourself. This isn't just a cliche, it's a fundamental truth. Understanding who you are, what you want, and what you need in a relationship is the first step towards finding a healthy and fulfilling one. Consider this. How can you find someone who complements you if you don't know what you're like? How can you determine what you want in a partner if you're unsure of your own desires and needs? It's like trying to find a destination without a map or a compass. You may stumble upon it by chance, but the journey will be far more complicated and less enjoyable than it needs to be. Knowing yourself isn't just about identifying your likes and dislikes. It's about understanding your values, your goals, your strengths, and your weaknesses. It's about recognizing your patterns in relationships, both healthy and unhealthy. It's about acknowledging your emotional triggers and knowing how to manage them. This level of self-awareness allows you to make better choices in your dating life. For me, understanding my personal needs and limitations was a revelation. I realized that I needed a partner who respects my independence, who understands my need for personal space, and who values open and honest communication as much as I do. I understood that I had a tendency to lose myself in relationships, and I needed to set boundaries to maintain my sense of self. This understanding helped me filter potential partners and avoid relationships that weren't right for me. So before you dive into the dating pool, take some time to know yourself. Understand your needs, your wants, your limitations. It's not a one-time process, but a continuous journey of self-discovery. The more you know about yourself, the better equipped you'll be to find a partner who complements you and meets your needs. Knowing myself first was a game changer in my dating journey. The second rule that became a cornerstone in my dating life was setting boundaries. Boundaries, my friends, are not just lines drawn on a map. They are invisible yet powerful lines we establish in our relationships. These are the lines that define what we will accept and what we won't. They are the guidelines that ensure our emotional safety, and they are the signposts that lead to mutual respect. So why are boundaries so important in dating? Well, let's think about it. When we engage in any kind of relationship, we open ourselves up emotionally. We allow another person to enter our personal space. This can be a beautiful thing, but it can also leave us vulnerable. This is where boundaries come in. They act as a protective shield, ensuring that we are not emotionally compromised or disrespected. But how do we set these boundaries? It's quite simple, really. We begin by understanding our own needs and wants. We identify what makes us comfortable and what doesn't. We communicate these things clearly to our partners without fear or hesitation. And most importantly, we stick to them, even when it's hard, even when it feels uncomfortable. Because remember, a boundary is only as strong as its enforcement. And let me tell you, setting boundaries was a game changer for me. It led to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. It allowed me to engage in dating on my own terms. It gave me the power to say no when something didn't feel right, and it taught my partners to respect my personal space and my emotional well-being. But here's the thing, boundaries are not just about protection. They are also about fostering understanding and creating a safe space for open dialogue. They help us understand our partners better and vice versa. They pave the way for empathy and mutual respect, and ultimately they lead to stronger, more meaningful connections. Setting boundaries not only protected me but also led to more meaningful connections. The third rule that changed my dating life was understanding the importance of communication. Now, we've all heard the phrase, communication is key, but how many of us truly grasp what that means? I'm here to tell you, once I did, it was a game changer. Communication, in its simplest form, is about expressing your thoughts, feelings, and desires openly and honestly. It's about being brave enough to voice your concerns and having the humility to listen when others do the same. It's not just about talking, it's about understanding. In the realm of dating, effective communication can make or break a relationship. It's the bridge that connects two individuals, allowing them to share their worlds with each other. When done right, it can deepen bonds, resolve conflicts, and reduce misunderstandings. So, how did this rule improve my relationships? Well, for starters, it encouraged honesty. By openly discussing my feelings and expectations, I was able to avoid the common pitfalls of assumptions and misinterpretations. This, in turn, reduced conflicts and fostered a sense of trust and respect. Secondly, it deepened my bonds. Sharing personal thoughts and experiences with someone builds intimacy. It's like letting them into your private world, which can be scary, but also incredibly rewarding. It's through these shared moments that connections are forged and strengthened. Thirdly, it reduced misunderstandings. We all know what happens when we assume things in a relationship, right? It's a recipe for disaster. By communicating clearly and frequently, I was able to nip any potential misunderstandings in the bud. This reduced stress and friction, and made my relationships smoother and more enjoyable. So to sum up, communication is a vital tool in dating. It's not always easy, and it takes practice, but the benefits are immeasurable. It encourages honesty, deepens bonds, and reduces misunderstandings. It's a rule that has not only improved my dating life, but also my relationships as a whole. Good communication made my relationships stronger and less stressful. These three rules, knowing myself, setting boundaries, and communicating effectively, revolutionized my dating life. We've taken an unexpected turn and journeyed through the maze that is dating. We've explored the three rules that have fundamentally altered the course of my personal dating life, and I hope they've sparked some thought for you as well. Firstly, we dove into the depths of self-awareness, of truly knowing oneself. It's about recognizing your strengths, your weaknesses, your desires, and your deal breakers. This rule is all about understanding that you are a vessel of unique experiences, values, and perspectives. It's about embracing that uniqueness and letting it guide your choices. This rule taught me that the key to a fulfilling relationship starts with a fulfilling relationship with myself. Next, we journeyed into the realm of setting boundaries. And no, this isn't about building walls around ourselves, but rather about defining the limits of our comfort zones and not compromising on them. It's about respecting ourselves enough to say no when we need to, and expecting the same respect in return. This rule showed me that boundaries are not barriers to love, but the very foundation of it. Then, we ventured into the world of communication. Good, open, and honest communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. It's about expressing our needs, our wants, our fears, and our dreams without the fear of judgment. It's about listening with empathy and responding with kindness. This rule reminded me that love is not just about understanding, but also about being understood. These rules taken together have not just changed my dating life, but have also enriched it. They've made me more self-aware, more assertive, and more open. They've helped me to not just find love, but to also create and sustain it. While dating can be a complex journey, these rules have helped me navigate it with more confidence and joy.